So as you can see by this chart I've created, the perfect camera will never actually be released to the public. Celine Dion is keeping the technology from the reptilians, and we're just gonna forever get a watered down version of the perfect camera until the reptilians fight back.
Hey, Casey, guess what? I got some exciting news for you. What was that?
What, this? It's just a drawing. You think I uncovered some big secret or something?
Well, I didn't, but now I kind of do.
Well, I didn't, that's for sure. What's in your hand?
Oh, this? This is Fuji's new X-T4, otherwise known as the perfect camera.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So boy, do we have a lot to talk about. The Fuji X-T3, I got my hands on it. Thanks to Gerald Undone. When he showed up at my door with a Fuji X-T4, I was giddy like a schoolgirl, just frolicking in a forest. So I got a lot of footage testing the IBIS, the autofocus, the digital stabilization, slow motion, comparing them to the Sony a6600, to the G85 that could. Is this still the camera to beat in 2019? Oh, it's not, it's next year. I've also watched a bunch of reviews on the X-T4, seen other people's footage, seen where I went wrong. I went wrong very badly. User error in full demand. So today we find out, is this the perfect camera? There's only one way to find out. To use it on the streets of New Mexico. So a6600 with the Sigma 16mm f1.4 at Tony 7.1 for the background. How you doing? And the 16 to 55 2.8 7.1 over here, Fuji. Hey, how you doing over there? Who has better puppy detection autofocus?
Oh my god, what are those?
Or which do you prefer? Which is the better camera?
God. Oh, which is the better camera? I have to see how I look. If I look, which one I look younger in. Well, this one's brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that one better.
She prefers the Fuji. So this is where my heart sank, like the Bismarck back in 1641. When I saw the footage, I was like, oh man. Now, admittedly, this is a pre-production model, and Fuji is well known for fixing things in firmware updates, like the Kaizen attacks that they bring. They will fix it, I believe it, but they only have so much to work with here. I was disappointed, and to be fair, I didn't use the optimal lens. If Fuji would have contacted me, I would have requested the 10-24 stabilized and the kit lens stabilized, and we would have had some good comparisons, but they didn't. Side by side with the a6600, they both jitterbug a little bit. They're a little shaky. They're noticeably very similar until you put on the digital image stabilization. This is where Fuji crops in a little bit, 1.1 times, and it's noticeably smoother. There are some weird things that happen. Some strange, warpy things. You might not even notice it, but it was definitely more pleasing with the digital stab added. I've said that like 15 times. But the reality is I need more time with it. I need a stabilized lens. I need that 10-24, and then we can work through some things. I think that gyroscope works better with the higher shutter speeds, and we kept it in the rule of filmmakers club, the 48, because we're in 24p. 48 is perfect motion blur. Nobody cares. So on a bright sunny day, you expose with shutter speeds, super high shutter speeds, and then you're gonna get good stabilization, but you will get the freaky movements. Freak. You freak ass bitch. Let's do a little comparison with the Fuji X-T4 versus the little Panasonic G85 that could. Okay, we have the ultimate test, but first we need Gerald to focus for me on the Panasonic camera. There's no autofocus available here, so he has to tap on my face.
Oh, I was gonna...
And do I need to like lock? No, and then set. That's simple. Easy does it. So we got a G85 versus Fuji X-T4 test. Are you believing this? Can you handle it? The IBIS. There's no way you can. Stop pretending. Why are you pretending right now? And digital, we'll do digital after. But is it even in the same league? I'll admit it, the Fuji's heavier. It's a lot heavier. I'm shaking a lot more on that side. That's not my fault. I work out. Come on, give me a break. How's the blurry background? 2.8 over here, 1.7 over here. The only difference is I can actually change stuff on the Fuji. Panty's stuck. Here's the lookout point, in case you guys want to make out or something.
What's your perfect camera definition?
It's IBIS, super great slow. It's basically this. It really is. Like every camera that's ever been released, I've thought, damn it.
Exposure.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. Looks like a video game.
Tony Northrup isolation.
Yeah, it's perfect.
This is where the cameras that are perfect go to die.
All right, who represents Toronto better in the skyline? Who will switch on to Gerald? Will Fuji switch to Gerald? Where Panasonic is basically f59. Everything, including the cars in the background, are in focus, but that's fine. After watching that, you let me know what you think, because I know what I saw. I saw this little bad boy from 1984 just running away with the gold medals, just sharing them with the village people, feeding them bread, gluten-free of course. The G85 has wings. Oh wow. Wow. This whole journey has been to upgrade this camera, and every camera I test just confirms the fact that I made the best decision anybody has ever made in their life. Live? By buying this camera. It really was the perfect camera at the time. You can't autofocus with it, but once you get Gerald Undone to tap on your face, you're good to go. Sure, I was out of focus for half the scene, but I should have stopped down to f2. That's a Tony mistake. That's my bad. That's on me. I was actually doing some research into Tony Northrup the other day, and I found out that Tony's not even his real name. It's Tone. It's Tone. That's how the Japanese pronounce it. We got, oh, I feel that shaking. Did y'all see that?
What happened?
No, I'm just shaking like a
That
Parkinson's
doesn't count,
patient. Why is only the Fuji shaking? Oh, that's heavy. They added the IBIS, but nobody can carry it. That's a problem. This whole thing weighs like 620 grams. The Fuji body alone was 600. If you want to put that 10 to 24 on, you're looking at a kilogram. It gets heavy. It gets really annoying. Add the weight of the mic on there, another 42 grams. The lens cap, which you should have on while filming, that's another. When it comes to autofocus, I was not happy with it. There was a lot of pulsing. I saw it in both reviews from DP Review and Gordon Lang. They're pulsing back there. It's a Panasonic Pulse. Fuji just asked them if they could update with the firmware, Panasonic firmware. The Pony of Hope showed up at their office, trampled the whole place. Me and Gerald had a good discussion on his channel. His video will be out maybe before mine, maybe after. So go subscribe to Gerald Undone. He makes amazing content. Every video he makes is just like, oh, there's how you make a perfect video. So I love that guy. And him and his girlfriend, we had just such a fun time. Thank you both for coming by. Come by anytime. Now I realize I'm being a little harsh so far on our little Fuji friends, but they do have an ace up their sleeve, and that is the slow motion technology. I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. I think they might have the best slow motion in the game. I did a 120p test and a 240p test. I didn't pee on anybody, and the results were intriguing. So you can see the stabilization looks pretty good in slow motion running. You just gotta slow it down. It looked good. The autofocus did lose me at one point, although to Fuji's credit, as Gerald pointed out, when I looked to the car, it focused on the car. It read my mind. So that's kind of nice that it can read your mind. might be dangerous long term. But that's the thing with Fuji autofocus, it's not on Sony's level. When Sony's tracking your face in the eye, you turn, it starts tracking your head. You turn away, it's tracking this. Like it knows that whatever it was tracking is still here. It may look different. Don't jump away. Fuji just like, oh, what is that now? You turn your head once, it's over. That's no longer a human boy. This is a sideways shaped being. Nobody has this on the side of their face. So out in the field, I wasn't that impressed. As a vlogging camera, the stabilization wasn't up to par. Autofocus a little glitchy. It was a very heavy camera. But in the studio, that's where Fuji likes to shine some love on you with the Eterna profile of life. This is the one. This is why you buy into the Fuji system. The Eterna. Shadows minus something. I forget the number. I'm sorry about that. I have the memory of a goldfish. But don't brag that you remember where you put your car keys. So what? It's not important. When it comes to these two new profiles, I had to take a gander, see what all the whining was about over on the Fuji forums. Like, oh, the X Pro 3 has the classic neg. Why can't we have it? When will it come? When? Let me show you these new bleach bypass freaks and the classic neg. This is what they needed in their life.
Mm-hmm. It's probably really contrasty where you are.
Yeah,
you got a light on your one side of your face, right?
Like that's clipping and this is pure blackness. Okay, this is Eterna bleach bypass. This is what all the Fuji fanboys are crying about. They're like, oh, we need that in our Fuji X-T3, please update it in the firmware. Why do you want this? It's the worst thing I've ever seen. My skin looks like I drink metal, liquid metal, and my black shirt. This is a problem. This whole thing. I don't like it. Stop. Fuji, stop. Okay, I was wrong. It was classic neg that the Fuji fanboys were crying about, and you're looking at it. And it's worse. It's actually worse than the last one. I'm super orange, but still super black shirt, no details, clipping lights. But how does the autofocus? Oh, I saw, ooh, that was weird. The zebras were like moving around. They're dancing on my face. I don't mind them. Fuji. I'm sure it could be fun at some point for photographers. Oh no, this is so hard. Oh, how can I take a picture now? Stacy. Yeah, hold a plate of food right by your head. Yeah, right there. Okay, now look at it like you want to eat it. Open your mouth. Tip the plate. I'm gonna wait till the food shows up in your mouth. The sausage left a thing of grease there. It's clipping, made the highlights clip. Can't sell that. Loser. It's so awkward. They're placed so differently. Oh man. Fuji X-T4, 23mm f2 lens versus the Panasonic GH5S, 12mm f1.4. It's the dream setup. Panasonic. What the hell was that? Just relax, calm down, boy. I know it's a tough fight that's on your hands, but I believe in you. You never let me down. You're letting me down right now, but I forgive you. Fuji. So, 10-bit. The Demon LUT. Everybody's favorite LUT. I said favorite. It's not even a word. That's fine. Can I be the princess I want to be? Can I? I can, can't I? Stabilization test. Oh, yeah. Why did I do that? I ruined my shot. Gerald. Gerald Undone. Help.
You want to know what this guy was doing a minute ago? He was setting up this shot, and he's got his mic placed right above his head here, and he didn't even have the mic in position. And he goes like this. He goes. These levels are all wrong. Hang on, let me get the... And then he looked up and realized he didn't even have a microphone, and he was like snapping up in the air trying to set the levels.
He's lying. That never happened. That would never happen.
Why does it prefer my eye over yours?
Are you saying he's better looking?
I feel like I have smaller eyes too, generally.
What the hell?
You're even closer than me.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
give me a chance, Fuji.
There you go.
So let's try to form some sort of conclusion based on the tests here. Obviously, I need more time with better lenses. We know that. So shut your mouth. The 16 to 55 2.8, heaviest thing I've ever felt. And I've lifted up a bed. That thing broke my arm. I have several splints, shin splints in my forearm. They'll heal though. On paper, this is the perfect camera. It's not lacking any feature. Everything in there is like, oh, okay, we got it. That's everything you need to vlog and film YouTube videos. It's in that camera. But the Fuji assassins, they got right in that IBIS mechanism. They were slicing shit. They're all up in that autofocus motor, just like dropping bombs, poison darts. Every lens has at least two, a brother and sister assassin. I don't know if they work together to destroy the lens particles, or if they're like against each other and them fighting each other is what damages the lens. Fuji, you need to update your lens lineup. It's not autofocus smooth. Sony, every Sony lens, they make it smooth like it's a video autofocus lens in mind first. Fuji's all photography. That 23mm f2 is supposed to be a video lens with their updated autofocus motors. It was not good. It was stuttering. It was terrible. I noticed it just looking at the screen. I was like, oh, what is that? So Fuji, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's gonna take a good 7 years for them to completely rehaul their lineup. I thought I was excited about the Fuji system. I love the look of it. They're not polished. The fact remains, Celine Dion got her wish. She held true. The reptilians were not allowed to release the perfect camera. I think that they're arresting a Fuji executive. I spilled something on the page. That's on me. So hopefully I get another one in to test soon with the proper lenses and go through some other stuff, the shutter speed, see the exposure stepping. We never measured that, but if I had both cameras right now, I'm going out to film a vlog. I'd probably bring the GoPro and leave both these freaks at home. I forgot to test it versus the GoPro, but I would bring this. It's lighter, it's gonna look better with the stabilization. I focused on it, it's good. It's lacking the slow-mo, which is why I think Olympus is the way to go now for vlogging. We'll see what happens with the Canon R5 and the R6. How heavy are those things gonna be? But the Olympus, you might have something there. So my channel lives on, my friend. The perfect camera has not been created. I was hoping. All week, I've been researching the best Fuji lenses because on paper it was like, well, that's it. It has everything. So I've been looking at what are the best lenses, and it's like, is either kit lens, they're both stabilized. The 15 to 45, it focuses weird. It's not good, and it's got that weird power zoom that's not smooth. The 18 to 55 is a little heavy, and it's very tight. You gotta really extend it out there, 27mm. So you need a full extension on that. That's gonna be a heavy lens. And then the 10 to 24, we're talking about a kilogram, and I wasn't impressed with the XH1 IBIS, and the X-T4 seems to be on par with that. Maybe a little better with the digital. We have to test it, but it's very heavy. The look might be worth it for some. The Fuji eternal profile of life does exist in our hearts, but the perfect camera is the one you had all along. Just trust in yourself to make the right decision, and you'll know love. So I think we're done. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you see? What flaws did I have in my test? And thank you for subscribing to both me and Gerald Undone, and buying a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt and a Gerald Undone mount thing shirt. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, a perfect triangular. Oh.
Was I in that shot too? So you got the Manfrotto Pixie in each hand.
Uh-huh.
Got a Rode VideoMic NTG on each camera.
Yep.
This one has a cage on it. which I think makes the weight similar maybe to the Fuji.
Thanks for adding the cage, by the way. Okay, just need a little break,
break.
here. Yeah.
This is quality content.
This is good. This is how you vlog. Get with the times.
Get that nose shot.
Yeah.
Of the nose.
So as you can see by this chart I've developed, the perfect camera will never be released because of Celine Dion's power over the reptilian race. They will not allow good times. She won't allow them.
You could pick it up off the table. I could just be looking.
Oh
down
yeah,
at
I'll
it.
hide it when I see you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I could just look at where it is on the table.
You're the best. What, this? I don't even know my lines.
You're supposed to say something about how it's definitely not taking over the world.
Okay, who jumps to Gerald ever? Oh, I saw a box.
I took Sony from you.
Oh no. Oh, Sony, come back. I can change.
It's back on you by the looks of it.
I got the eye. The eye's locked on me. Both eyes. Is there much of a difference? We're at f7.1. What difference could there be? Alright, so I'm giving all my effort here for a Sony IBIS test. Can you do it, Sony? Everybody said, get the A6600. It has IBIS. Does it? Does it have IBIS? Does this count? I don't know. I'm about as steady as I can be. This is how I walk with the G85. If anything, I'm being more careful. Let's try to care. I feel like this is worse. I made it worse. Don't care. That's the secret to Sony IBIS. Proven by science. What are you complaining about? Come on.